Hey Elevator, have you been thinking about starting a meditation practice? If so, stick around for this video because we'll be sharing our simple tips on how you can get started connecting with your soul.
Yeah, you know, it's no secret about meditation anymore. For years we didn't know about this, but it has come out, the science has come out, the studies have come out. You look at high-end professional athletes, you look at what the CEOs are doing, you look at people who are overcoming challenges in their life, and meditation seems to be one of the underlying tools and techniques that they use to do it. And it's so simple because we always have access to it. Meditation is something that you can do very easily. It doesn't cost a lot. You can do it at any time, and what you learn is that you're less controlled by anger. You're less going and diving into your emotions. You're not downward spiraling as much. You're not as anxious. You're not as worried. You're not as afraid. You start to come back into the present moment. Remember, all of meditation is really allowing the mind to relax. And once the mind starts to relax, you start to realize that you are not your thoughts. So building a practice that does this allows that when you go into the world, and when you're interacting with people, when you feel frustrated, there's a moment that you can hit a pause button. It's a simple pause that allows you to come right back into the present moment, to come right back in that calm, peaceful place that always lives inside of you, and to remember who you really are. Something deeper below the level of thought, and just so in tune with the world, you start to feel so much more joyous and so much happier, and everything in your life comes after that.
You know, one of the biggest challenges that we hear from people, the biggest excuse, if you will, of why they can't meditate is that they say they don't have enough time. And the truth is we all have the same amount of time in the day, and whether we're wasting it scrolling on social media or if we're doing busy work, we all can make it a priority. And when we realize the power that this meditation, this getting quiet, ceasing thought essentially is what meditation is. When we finally start to realize the power that it has, I can't believe we're not saying like, I don't have time to live life, I'm too busy meditating.
Yeah.
Because it creates this sense of peace, of bliss, of feeling connected, supported, loved. All the things that we're searching for in this external reality is found within. And starting a simple meditation practice really means getting quiet and witnessing your thoughts. The first step in meditation that people get hung up on is the fact that they say, I'm not good at it. Well, nobody's good at anything they don't practice. And so thought awareness is essentially that first step of getting into that meditative state. A lot of people say, I'll meditate on it. But what they're saying to me is that they're gonna go think about it, and thinking and meditation are completely different. So having awareness is totally different than thinking. Having awareness of the thoughts, like there's something creating the thought and then there's something witnessing the thought. So we have to recognize that there's two of us in there, and we have to drop into that witness, that level of awareness that is noticing what comes up. And instead of getting trapped by the thought or going down the rabbit hole when it comes up, like, oh, I gotta go do the laundry, and then thinking about all the things that you need to do, we just let the thought come in and let it go out, just like a wave.
Yeah, so really what you want to do is set up a time for practice. When you are first learning this, the most important thing is consistency. And the way that you do that is put it in your schedule somewhere. It's either first thing in the morning, it's right when you get home from work maybe it's in the afternoon when you're on your lunch break, maybe it's right before you go to bed. It doesn't matter what the time is, it just matters that it's a consistent time so that you show up and do it every day. It's very easy to just wake up and automatically do it, or right before bed. You're already kind of in this like wind down or ramp up mode, and you've already been in meditation because you've been asleep. And so coming in and out of that is another easy way for you to begin to meditate. The second thing that you really want to do is you want to set a timer, because it's easy to drift off. Sometimes you get too comfortable and you just drift off. So if you'll just set a soft timer, don't hit it with a loud noise. Nobody wants to come out of meditation with a
Beep, 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 beep.
yeah, banging alarm clock. What you want is a nice gong sound or something like that. So just set a timer and do it for whatever time you can. You know, if it's only 2 minutes.
Start with I was gonna say, start with 2 minutes.
2-minute timer. I normally start with 4 minutes with people. 4 minutes is normally the way that you can get a lot of change in 4 minutes. You'd be totally surprised if you just deep breathe for 4 minutes, what that can actually do for you. So set a short timer. And the other thing is make sure you're comfortable and not gonna be disturbed by other people. Don't be wearing tight, super tight clothing that's constricting. You're gonna hate it. And your body's gonna constantly remind you nonstop, this is uncomfortable. I don't like sitting like this. Why are we doing it like this? You don't have to be in a seated position. You don't have to be lying down. You don't have to be standing up. There's not a specific tool that you need. It's whatever gets you comfortable and whatever allows you to do it more often.
So your simple practice today is to set a 4-minute timer and focus on your breath. Allow the breath to come in, the breath to go out while your awareness remains on the breathing. And if thoughts come up, just let them come in and let them come out just like the breath. That is your only goal to get started in this meditation practice. And if you're someone who's like, I've been dabbling and I kind of like this, but I'm not really sure, like, what's the next step? We have over 40 different meditation practices inside the Elevated Life Membership Club, where we also teach yoga along with those meditations. So if you're looking to dive in deeper, that is the place to be, to find all the different modalities to reconnect with your soul and really find that state of bliss. All roads lead to Rome, but it just matters what road you take to get there. It could be different from our road and their road and this person's road, but as long as we're going to find our center of peace, to reconnect with our soul, it doesn't matter how we get there. And so for you, dancing meditation, like a dynamic meditation, might be the right modality, whereas someone who has been practicing meditation might be okay with just sitting in lotus pose and focusing on their breath. So it doesn't matter where you're at on your journey, there are tons of different meditations that lead you back to your soul.
Yeah, whatever it is that calms your mind and whatever it is that brings you back into the present moment, that is meditation. Yeah. It's not overly complicated. Sometimes it can just be listening to music. Yeah. But for that moment while the music is playing, you're 100% with the music. If you're with your partner and you're being intimate, you are 100% with your partner. You're not there plus doing laundry, plus trying to see what you're gonna do tomorrow, plus trying to think about that business deal that was gonna work out and thinking about the food that's gonna be over here. You're not scatterbrained.
Yeah.
So much of us are so distracted all the time, and we lose out on a lot of the connections that are always right there in front of us. And the biggest connection that we always miss out on is the one that we have with ourselves. And so starting to meditate and starting to become aware of how you're thinking and what that train of thought does and how it shows up in your life gives you an awareness that allows you to make massive changes quickly. Because if you don't know that it's happening, even though you're automatically doing it, you can't change it. So many of us are kind of in the dark about, I want to change this or I want to change that. I want to lose weight. I want to feel better. And a lot of times what's keeping us away from that is a bunch of thoughts that we're having about the topic. And so meditation will allow you to just see what are those thoughts. And like Britt said, you let the thought come in, you let it go out. And so we can take those thoughts and just let them rest. They don't have to always be controlling us. They don't have to always be
I just felt like permission to just relax. Like, yeah. Oh, really? We can? Our thoughts don't have to run our lives and our brain?
Yeah, you are not your thoughts. That's such a big part of meditation, is that you
are... About what you think you become.
Golly, it's important. It's so important. It's such a nuance. And doing one of these meditation practices is so fantastic to get you on the right path. I absolutely love it because of how much you can change. No matter what it is that you want to do in your life, that you want to do better, meditation is one of those things that should be at the top of your toolkit. If you don't have this, get started immediately. Get started right after this. Just sit for a few moments and just listen to how you breathe. And when you're done with it, notice how you feel, because there's going to be a wave of relaxation that comes over you. You hardly ever pause in your life. We are almost always going nonstop. From the moment that I wake up to the moment we go to bed, we are doing things. It is never just hey, we're just hanging out today. It's hardly ever that for our lives because we're always so busy. And so you have to set this in your schedule, that you know you're going to press pause, that you know you're going to be there for yourself, that you know that you're going to champion what's going on in your life, because you are the only person who can do it for you.
Meditation brings you back into the present moment where all the magic happens. So take a moment to tune in, see how you feel right now. As soon as you end on this video, don't skip to the next one. Take a moment to set that timer for 4 minutes. Breathe, release, relax, be present in the moment. You're not trying to do anything, go anywhere, just be. And then comment below and let us know how you feel after you tune in after that last meditation. Let us know in the comments below, and we will catch you guys later.
Peace.